Hello crafty friends, it is Ann coming to you on a Monday evening. I hope everybody had a beautiful and wonderful, blessed Easter weekend. Hope you're ready to craft, relax, and create. Pulling us up on my iPad. If you are new here, welcome, welcome. I call us the Whimsy Bunch, so welcome to the Whimsy Bunch. If you are watching on replay, hashtag replay, let me know that you've been here. I would love to interact with you, chat with you. Uh-oh, my Facebook is wonky. Oh, there we go. Found us. I appreciate all of you hopping on. And again, if you're watching the replay, just comment hashtag replay and just let me know that you've been here, that you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please ask. Let me know what's on your mind. If you need to know a technique or want to know about anything from Essential Stencil, just drop it in the comments and let me know. My phone is backwards, so anytime for comments, I have to refresh my iPad. So bear with me while I try to refresh that so that I can see comments. And we are going to get started. We are going to be working on a garden flag. I'm going to go ahead and turn you down. I get these from Amazon. I had to think where I got them from. And these were gifted to me by Miss Carlene, and I appreciate that very much. And I have created several garden flags for her, and they do really well. I love this one because you can, if you do not stencil too hard on here, you can stencil on the other side. My lens looks really, I am going to clean my lens real quick. It just looks blurry, so give me just a second. Sorry, I'm going to clean you. Let's see if that will help. We'll clean you up a little bit. See if that made a little bit of difference. Yes, it did. So you can do it double-sided. You just have to be careful not to press too hard or put too much color on here. So that's one thing I like about it. They're very sturdy. And when I am done stenciling on here, I heat set it. I put a tea towel over top. I heat set it with my iron, and I just push. Hey, Danette, welcome, welcome. Yes, we did have a wonderful Easter. Thank you for asking. And I just pushed my iron. I just push it from one side to the other. I don't really go back and forth. I just move it, and I spray it with Scotch Guard like you would do your outdoor cushions. I just give it a spray with a Scotch Guard to make it a little bit more waterproof, so to speak, since it's going to be outside, and that will help it. And then every year, I just suggest get you some Scotch Guard and put it over the, like the spray that you can use for your shoes also, that you will put over your shoes, as long as it is clear and it doesn't have color to it. Just spray it so it'll last longer. So that is my tip for this evening. And I need your help. I am using these beautiful angel wings this evening to put on here. And I hope you guys can see this well. They are going to go on the top up here. I'm just going to show you the layout. These are not available at the moment, but I linked them. These are from the Cardinals Appear in Angel Wings. It has this beautiful verse on there, saying, when cardinals appear, angels are near. So this is a beautiful one, and the angel wings come in there. If you're looking for something that is not in stock or has been sold out, just put yourself on the wait list, send Essential Stencil message and say, hey, can you bring these back? I would like to see them back. And the other stencil we are using is the one that is called Garden Angels. That is out of the collection that was just released. And that one is a layering stencil. You take your first part and stencil that down, and then you take your second part, which is the flowers and the leaves, the details of the flowers, and you put that over top, and then you stencil on those details. Now my question to you guys is, this is kind of the way it's going to look when it is done. I pulled out from the Stencil of the Month Club the set with a script. And I was thinking that maybe in the background we could add a little bit of that script here and there in. I just thought that would look kind of cool. We are going to stencil everything first and then decide if we want the script. So everything will be done, and then we can just add the script in if we think that that is something that we want to do. Can you see good enough? Do I need to bring the camera down a little bit more? Let's see if I can bring it down a little bit without tumbling the tower. So let's get started. And anytime you go on Essential Stencil, don't forget to get you some brushes. I am going to tape this down. That way it is not gonna slide off. When I paint on fabric, I try to stipple more than I do turning, because sometimes if you have big openings, if you swirl, you might accidentally move your fabric. So I don't want to accidentally move my fabric. So I am just gonna go stipple more than I would swirl. I'm getting a coffee filter. I'm putting it in my plate so that I can put paint on there. It saves on plates, but it has a sturdy surface to sit onto, and these fit right into my plate. For the angel wings, I think I'm going to do them in Splendid Gold. The other color I thought about using is Champagne Gold. Champagne Gold will blend in a little bit more. So let's start out with the Champagne Gold, with the lighter one, and see what that looks like. And then we can always go darker. Let's see what that looks like. I am going to use a 3/4 inch brush. And don't forget to order your brushes. If you are on the Essential Stencil page, order your brushes. And never leave without getting a discount code. Use mine, use an ambassador's. Mine is WK21, but never leave without using a code. And you can also use my link. I still have too much paint on here, and metallic paint is thinner, or I sometimes call it lighter than regular paint. And I normally always hold my hand on here to make sure that nothing shifts. I cannot use my words today. I think this color will be good. I don't think we need to go to the dark one. I even brought out white pearl in case I needed to make it lighter. You can go to your offload spot. And another tip, make sure you don't have anything on your hands when you pick up your fabric, because once your paint is on your fabric, you're going to have to either put something else on there, or you're going to have to live with it. These angel wings have really light bridges, thin bridges, so stippling on these is another good idea. That way you will not move these bridges by accident. And I think this is going to look really good. I thought the saying and these angel wings will go really well together. And since it is talking about a garden, I thought that would be perfect on a garden flag. It would also be really cute on a t-shirt or a pillow. Like you can do an outdoor pillow. That would be really cool. I am pouncing and pushing. So glad that you guys are here. If you need a, what is it called? A reminder, a notification, you can do hashtag, not hashtag, exclamation mark notification. And it should send you a notification. It might not always do it. Or if Facebook has just done an update, you will not see it. So keep checking to see if you still get notifications from your favorite creators. If not, you might have to go in. On here, I am going with the shape of the wing and very lightly brushing it. Like I said, on smaller areas, you can swirl. On bigger areas, I normally just stipple. Because I'm afraid that my fabric is going to move on me underneath. It depends on what fabric it is as well. Some fabric moves easier than other fabric. And I want these angel wings to be kind of faint. We might add a little bit of that darker gold on the outside or the outskirts of it. Oh yeah, that looks good. I like that. So I got to check my hands and stay on my stencil part so that I will not transfer things onto my flag by accident. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Donna. Appreciate you guys being here. Please don't drop your phone. That would not be cool. I am not going to be held liable for that. I'm just kidding, ladies. The hot tub does sound good. My granddaughter absolutely loves the hot tub. She told me the other day she wanted to go back to the place where we were at. She wanted to go to the mountains. I'm like, why do you want to go to the mountains? And I was like, well, it had a hot tub. She was every day in that hot tub. It didn't matter what time of day it was, she was in it. She absolutely loved that hot tub. And I told her parents, I said, I foresee a hot tub in your future. Her mother-in-law has a pool. So, I mean, the other grandma, my son's mother-in-law, has a pool. So in the summer, she spends time in the pool. She is in the water. She loves it to be in the water. Again, on the bottom parts of the wings, I can go with the flow of the wing. Otherwise, I'm stippling. I am not going to swirl on this because I don't want to accidentally move that fabric. And the other thing I don't want by swirling, move those little bridges on here. So I am stippling. That is why I'm stippling. And since I am stippling and pressing hard, it is probably going to come through to the other side. So my granddaughter doesn't care whether it is cold outside or warm outside. She wants to go in the hot tub. I think she would go in it if it would be snowing outside. And we are layering several stencils. And I will need your opinion in the end if we are going to add a script faintly in the background. The script stencil out of the Stencil of the Month Club that Miss Renee helped design. Who knows who is on the Essential Stencil page tonight, because I think Amanda is still with her daughter in, I believe, Texas. I'm going to take a peek. Yep, looking good to me. To keep your brushes moist and pliable so you can reuse them if you need to, grab you a Clorox wipe. I normally just do mine in half diagonally and I just wrap my brush up in it. Make sure your hands are clean because once you transfer paint, it is hard to get off. You will have to come up with something to add because it's going to be difficult to come off. It is looking good. Can you guys see good enough? I'm just going to dry it real quick. This alone right here is just gorgeous. And this was champagne gold. It is a beautiful, beautiful color. Everything is going to be done in metallic tonight. We are going to use this part first because this is our first stencil. It does not say layer 1 on there, but this is your layer 1. And let me see. Don't forget, if you have multiple layers, lay them on top of each other. And the reason why I say that, right now it ends right here. It looks like where the words are is the end. But if you look on the second part, you have leaves down here. So lay this on here to see how much further down your leaves will come, so that you know where you need to put this. So I normally just put the layers together. And I think I am going to come down to about right there. That's about as far down as I want to go. Because I want to leave room on the bottom as we have room on the top. So this is where I want to go. These flags are not completely squared, so you kind of have to tweak it and see where straight is. Because right now it looks like I'm off a little bit here, but then I'm crooked on the bottom, so you just have to embrace that. Again, we are going to tape. The flowers I am going to do, or the lilacs, I'm going to do in purple pearl. And I'm going to add a little bit of white pearl to do the top layer. And the bottom flowers, I am going to do an amethyst because I want a little bit of a distinction in the color. And I don't know yet what color I want to do the words. I think I am going to do the words in festive green because that's the leaves. So I think I'm going to do that in festive green. I'm going to use a 5/8 inch brush. Great view. Okay, good, 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 good. Now you're looking crooked again. Let me just move this. I want you to be able to see. I want you to be crooked. Does any of you have lilacs? Ours are blooming right now. The bush ain't but like this big off the ground, but it is so pretty. I just realized that this flower is right on top of that one. So I am going to move this over a little bit. Yeah. I'm going to go from the outside in. I am holding it down. And again, since we have such a big open area, it is possible that it will bleed to the other side. Normally, when you don't use much paint, it will not bleed on these flags. That's one reason why I love these flags. If Carlene is on, you can ask her. I have created many flags for her on this. Another tip too, if this is really close to the edge and you're afraid you're going to go over, tape it off. Tape is your insurance policy. Right here, make sure that you do not get into your words. And then if you need more, just load your brush, offload. And don't do like I do sometimes. I lay it on here and then I forget that sometimes it goes through the back and then you have a blob on your flag. And another thing, you can use fabric paints or a fabric medium to add to your paints. I don't do that. If you ever tried to get paint out of your shirt, you know it's hard to get out. But also, the acrylic paints, if you heat set them, they do really well on fabric. You can heat set them in the dryer for like, I don't know, 10 minutes, or you can use the iron. I iron it, and I always put a cheesecloth or a piece of cloth over top to protect the design. And normally I iron from both sides. I iron from the back and the front. What other tips can I give you? I normally use the, what are they called? The So Soft fabric paints from Decor for t-shirts and things, or wearables, because they are softer. When they dry, they're not stiff, they're soft. Hello, Miss Bonnie, my friend. I didn't realize you guys were so cold up there still. First of all, I didn't realize that you were upstate, but I didn't think it was that cold still. Yes, it has like 4 blooms on it, and like I said, it is a young plant, and I am surprised that it has that many blooms on there. And my brush is shedding, but that is okay. New brushes shed, and old brushes sometimes need to get rid of some old bristles, so it's not a big deal. Just get the bristles out and work with it. But again, for t-shirts and such, I use regular, I use the So Soft fabric paint from Decor because it is softer. You know, the acrylic paints, if you use them, they are a little bit more stiff. So they have a softness to them, and it does make a difference. Right here where the angel wing is, I am just double tapping, and you will be able to see that angel wing a little bit, but not too bad. And again, I am going from the outside in. I am not going out this way, because then you have that chance to get under your stencil, and you don't want bleed, because on fabric it is much harder to get rid of boo-boos than it is on regular wood, glass, or other surfaces. And I wasn't too concerned in getting under my flower right here, because the color I'm using there is going to be a little bit darker, so I'm okay. That looks good to me. And again, normally this does not bleed, but since this is a, I'm going to use amethyst for the other flowers, a big open area, and we are using a lot of paint, it will bleed through. I am pretty sure it will bleed. And I just wanted these these flowers down here to have a different hue. I just wanted them to be different. I used the same brush. You can use the same brush if you go from light to dark and you stay within the same color family. This brush is really losing bristles left and right. So what do you guys think? You think we should add a little bit of that script around the edges, like in the background, like with that light pearl color? Just to make it look like it is a French garden. And if you ever make a boo-boo on your fabric and you have something that, you know, you accidentally got a blob create a ladybug, create a frog, create a bee, dragonfly, whatever it is, just add it on that spot and cover it. Add a little swirly do. That looks good to me, so I'm gonna wrap this one up. Now I'm gonna mix a little bit of the white pearl with the purple pearl, white pearl and purple pearl, that's funny, to get a lighter color for the top. Oh, I'm gonna still do the words. And we won't need much of that darker color because it's only gonna be, and shake your metallics up really good. You're still in the 30s. Thanks for sprinkling. Please, ladies, sprinkle out the whimsy. I appreciate that so much. It would mean a lot to me to have others join. And I am just gonna get rid of as much as I can on here so that I can use that other color. The words, I am going to do them in green. I'm not going to do them in festive green. I think that would look good. We will use that same color for the leaves on the bottom. And I'm just going to use one of those 6/25 brushes. Actually, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to use the 8/25. Thank you guys for sprinkling. I appreciate that so much. You know what flower I like? I like gardenias. Oh my gosh, they are so pretty. Way, way, way too much paint on here. Offloading the sides as well. And I can swirl here because this is very small. So I know I am not going to move that fabric down at the bottom. Every time I get paint, I offload. But that's what I was thinking of with the script, to do the script around like a little French garden. That's what my thought was. And especially with the metallic paints, one thin coat is always better than one thick coat because metallics are very deceiving in color. You think you don't have much on there and you have a ton. I am very lightly dancing this brush across. Hardly any pressure on here whatsoever. The only time I put a little extra pressure is when I was going over top of the wing part where I already had the gold. And before we do the tops of these flowers, I am going to dry this a little bit. For some reason or another, my comments are staying on today. That is so strange. I have not had to refresh them, not once today. And I thought doing this in metallic. Let me tell you why I chose all metallics for this. And you don't have to. You can design your garden flag any which way you want to. The reason why I chose the metallics, I figured that the sunlight would reflect off of it and it'll make it just even more magical in your garden. Because I think of a garden as a little magical place, a little retreat, a place where you can get away from the day-to-day and enjoy the outdoors, the birds. And we've got several birdhouses out here, and I'll listen to them tweet. And we just got 4 new baby chickens born, and I hear them tweet, and it's just peaceful. Or you can hear the squirrels fighting and making their little noises. And it's just a little getaway. It is my my little retreat. Just to get away from it all. And it doesn't have to be like a huge garden with, you know, all kinds of things in it. It can be a back porch with a rocking chair and a potted plant. And maybe a little bird feeder. Or maybe a hummingbird feeder. That is all that it takes. And that's why and maybe a wind chime. But that to me is just very relaxing. It gets me to embrace nature and to enjoy the Lord outside. And I hope that you are able to enjoy that you're able to go out. And that's why I said this flag. I love wind chimes as well, but that's why I chose the metallic, to have that reflection, that metallic shimmering in the sunlight. I just think that will be so pretty. And you can stick a garden flag in a potted plant. Or you can hang it on the banister. Garden flags don't always have to have like a big stand. There are so many places that you can hang a garden flag. I am going to take a little peek. Oh yeah, that looks good. Everything's done, so I don't need this no more, so I can take this off, check my hands. And see, we don't have no bleed through on the other side, so we know we did good. I'm going to dry that real quick. Do you use garden flags? And honestly, you could put a garden flag at an entryway too. It doesn't have to be outdoors. And I will hold this up here in just a moment. I just want to dry this up so we can use the next part on here. This is our second layer, and it has the details of the flowers and the leaves and the stems. What is on here? Get away. And it doesn't have no markings or anything. You just line it up with your flowers to where it looks the best. Scooch it this way, scooch it that way. I am thinking this is good. Let me make sure I got this the right way. I didn't transpose it. There we go. I had it backwards. It is a good thing to mark your piece, to write front and back on there. I mean, to write front, and I did not do that on this piece, so that's why I was off, and I'm like, it's not lining up well. That's why. I am going to use this brush. First, I'm going to mix my paint. I have got the purple that we used up here and that pearl white to create a very light purple. Well, that ain't much lighter than what we had. Hope that thought. Thank you. I like that green too. It's called festive green. There. Let's add extra white. And see how it is now a really light lavender color, and that's what I'm going to use to put on the flowers. And if that's not a big enough difference, then I'll go with just the white over top. It is hardly noticeable. So this is what I'm going to do. I still got that purple on my brush. I just went into the white by itself. There is not going to be much distinction on here, and that is okay. You can see it. It is not much distinction, but you can tell if you are close by. I just picked up the white by itself, and I got a little green in there, but that's okay. Pick up a little bit more of that white. Let's see if we see it on this side. We do, and on these I'm just going to go straight white. Sometimes we have to do design changes. And since we still have that purple on there, that is why it is not pure white. I am going to switch to the smaller one, because that is very small area. I want to be able to get in there, so I switch to the small dome brush. And you can use gold for these if you want to add gold in here. Very faint. I like that. Very, very faint hue. It looks really pretty. I'll show you here in just a moment. Who is ready to see the reveal for the 4th of July? I'm hoping that Essential Stencil has got some amazing things coming out for our 250th anniversary. I love patriotic. I'm very excited. And I hope that there is some wonderful transfers in there, because transfers are so easy to use. Oh, very subtle. Very subtle. I like it. Let's get our green bag out so we can do our green stems here. And you can even add a little bit of gold to the green, because, you know, there is a little bit of gold shimmer in leaves sometimes. So if you wanted to make a distinction, you can add a little bit of gold. Like around the edges. And these dome brushes are excellent to get into these small little areas that we're trying to get in to put paint in. And if you're not sure if something is a leaf or a bloom, look at your packaging. It will show you on your packaging, so you know what it is. And I am using very little paint when I'll go back in and get my paint. You ladies are quiet this evening. Tell me what's been going on, what you've been doing. You know, Facebook does look at content, responses and comments. So the more you comment, the better it is for your creative friends, for your creators, for your ambassadors. And Facebook will push out the content more. Let's see what this looks like. Like it. We're almost finished. You're tired. How did it go today? How often do you have to go for those infusions, Bunny? Have you eaten any more at that restaurant we were at? I miss that place. It was so good. If any of you are ever in the Meridian, Mississippi area, there is a restaurant called Bro Bridges, and it is fantastic. It is seafood. Oh my gosh, it was delicious. Highly recommend it. It was really close to our hotel, so that was very convenient. We are almost done. I am going to add a little bit of gold shimmer into the leaves. Just because I can. Just to give them a little bit of shimmer. A little bit of extra. Like the sun is just kissing them. And it is very little. Hardly noticeable. But sometimes those little touches that you think you won't notice do make a big difference. I think I got everything on there that I wanted. Oh yeah, you can see that little shimmer. I'm going to dry my hands off, make sure that they are all. And I don't know if you can see, if the camera is going to pick it up. I'm going to have to wait. Every 20 to 22 weeks. Oh my gosh. Can you? Yeah, you can see it. It is picking it up. Does that not look beautiful? And that's what I'm saying. If the light, the sunlight shimmers and shines on there, I mean, does that not look cool together? Now, my question is, do we want to, we've got a little bit of time. We want to make it a French garden and add that script pattern. Just add a little bit up here in those little gaps. I think it would look amazing. What do you guys think? I think they look really good too. It's just all so shimmery. It's just, I love it. I absolutely love it. Oh my gosh. Benadryl, Pepsid, and Solomedrol. I don't know what that is, but my gosh. Yeah, that alone, reading that makes me wipe out. Whoa. So should we add a little bit of the script? I would love to, just to see what it looks like. So if you guys are game, and I think we should just use that really light white color. What do you think? I just think it'd be pretty. Let's just try it, folks. I have to make some room to get in here. I'll get rid of some paint. Up to me. I am just going to add a little bit and just see. I think it looks great the way it is. But I'm just going to add a little bit, and I'm going to go right under the seam right here. And I am going to use the big brush that we used. This one. And I'm going to use the very light color. And maybe add a dab of that champagne gold in there. And stick my finger in it. Look at that. Can't leave me in paint alone for 2 seconds. I believe I stuck my finger in the paint. Oh, it looks cool. It is so faint. I'm going to have to turn it around and do it upside down because I'm running out of room over here. I hope you guys will like it. I am just going right to the edge of the everything on here. Trying to get something in the middle right here. Very faint. I don't want our words to be upside down. And this stencil fits just right on here. It goes right from this side to this side. Need a little bit more paint. And I'm okay if it is not covering completely, if it is just a little, I don't want to say haphazard, but if it is not fully covering. I need to get it darker on the bottom. I have got to get this one part in. It's very forgiving. And I am just gonna add a little bit on the edges right here. Just so that it looks like there is something there. I think I like that. Like I said, it is very faint. Some words are here, some are there. I am gonna redo this one. That's a little bit better. Let me wipe this off. What do you guys think? Oh my gosh, a steroid? All right, so what do you guys think about, I'm gonna try to hold it closer so you can see the script part. It is not everywhere. It is very faint, very light. The only part I did not add the script is up here. Should we add some up here? Or should we leave that? Because that's where your rod will go through. Thank you, Bonnie. What do you guys think? Oh, thank you, Donna. Now it looks like a French garden. If you guys say that I should add some to the top, I will add it afterwards. I just want to know what you guys think. think I got a bristle stuck in here. I do. And now the test. Look at that. Very little paint. There's a little bit and there's a little bit. But if you add another design on the other side, you wouldn't even notice. That's where I love these flags. You can do double design on these. Leave it. That's what I was thinking. That's where the rod is going to come through. But here again, just a little close up. And then just think about the sun shining on here. Wouldn't that be gorgeous? All right, let's get our blessings box open. First, let me see you. Let me see you. 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18. Rejoice always, pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances. I love that verse. Rejoice always. Pray continually, give thanks in all circumstances. When it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. There's always something to be grateful and thankful for. No matter what you are going through, how hard things seem to be in continuous prayer and thank the Lord for all the things he does for you. You might never know what harm he is keeping you from, or you think you've got a flat tire and everything is just a mess and he just kept you safe from a wreck. You never know. This side of eternity, you will never know. So rejoice always. Be glad in anything and everything that you get to experience. Pray continually for others, for yourself, for your family, for your friends. And be grateful and thankful. What was it on? Pray continually. Give thanks in all circumstances. That was all. You guys have a blessed evening. Hop over to Essential Stencil. I believe maybe Cindy be on this evening. They're coming up at the top of the hour. And if there's anything that you need from Essential Stencil, please use my link or use my code WK21 and get yourself a discount with my code. And you have a blessed evening. Thank you so much. You got to make one now, absolutely. Garden flats are so easy to store. And just think about it. You can turn this into a pillow. You basically just get another garden flag and sew around it if you wanted to. But you could turn this into a pillow and sit it on the corner, have maybe some little ruffles or fringe on the side, and sit it out on your favorite chair. Gorgeous. And you can use different colors. You don't have to make them lilacs. You can make them in different colors and use it with whatever flowers you have to coordinate with. So many possibilities. I hope I inspired you. I hope you'll make some, or if you want this one, it's available. You can have this one. All right, be blessed. Have a great evening, and I will see you Thursday evening at 6:30 right here again. Bye for now. Let me turn this down so you guys can see that beautiful flag.